The first time I ever killed a turkey was the first year me and my dad went. We didn't really know how to turkey hunt exactly, just watching TV and stuff. And we called in 2 gobblers and they came right to us and we got a double. We shot at the same time, killed 2 turkeys. It was like one of the best experiences I've had with hunting. The first day of turkey season, you wake up right before the alarm. You set your alarm for like 5 o'clock. You're up before that. The night before, you can't fall asleep because you already think about going turkey hunting, and you have everything ready from the night before, and you want to get out there as soon as you can. And the whole drive, you're just thinking like, oh man, what's gonna happen? You have no idea what you're gonna hear, what you're gonna see. It's just, the turkeys. This is the best time to hunt the turkeys, and this could be it right away. And it's the start of the rest of your month after this, so it's very exciting. I've been turkey hunting for about 9-10 years. 2 or 3 years before that, me and my dad only deer hunted. I was 9 when we started then, so I was about 11 or 12 when I started turkey hunting. I have to say I prefer deer hunting more than turkey hunting, because deer hunting is it's so much more rewarding. You're out there way longer, the trophy's way bigger, it's harder to kill a deer. You have a lot more time and money invested into it, and turkey, you can turkey's difficult, but you essentially just call it in. So these are all my turkey mounts, at least of my mature birds. I do have one younger male in my closet. It's the first bird I ever killed with my dad. This was the turkey I got last year with my new shotgun. The only turkey gobbling in the area. He had a few hens with him, and kind of weird is he actually didn't have any spurs, which is a real high oddity. He not even signed for there to be any spurs on his legs, so we kept the legs for proof of that. My favorite turkey hunt would probably be last year when I was hunting on the property me and my dad hunt on. There was only really 1 or 2 gobblers in the area, and towards the end of the season there was only 1, and he was with a bunch of hens. So we had to kind of plot his path out. He wouldn't come to any calling. So we found out where he was one morning, and I stalked him for about 3 hours, just crawling and moving real slow, watching him. And eventually he walked right to me, and that was like the hardest but most rewarding turkey hunt I've had. The shot was maybe 20-25 yards. I thought it was further. I waited a long time for him to come in, and I could have shot way sooner, but I was pretty well hidden, so it worked out pretty well. This is a J.C. Higgins 22 long rifle. Just, your run-of-the-mill 22. It's a small caliber. You're going to use it for mostly squirrel. You can shoot birds and stuff with it. There's not too much different small game you can use. This is a bolt action. This is my grandpa's. He gave to me. Pretty standard. It's got a really nice scope on it. Kill a lot of squirrels, birds with this. This is a Stoeger M3000. It's a smaller company off of Benelli. This is a semi-automatic 12 gauge. You can put 1 in the chamber and 2 in the magazine. Then you just keep pulling the trigger. We got the turkey choke in it for this upcoming turkey season, and we got the sling on it from my rifle. Hopefully I don't have to use it this spring in a couple weeks. So a big one with hunter safety is always keep track of where you're pointing your gun. Never point it towards a house or to where you think another hunter might be, whether they're with you or not. And then taking care of yourself, not doing something that's going to risk you. You might drop your gun and shoot yourself, or ever point the gun at yourself. And never point even at other animals. Don't point your gun at animals you're not intending to shoot, and always keep your safety on until you're ready to shoot at an animal that you want to take. So trespassing for hunting is when somebody goes onto another person's private property to hunt an animal, and when they don't have signed permission or written permission, and that could be for all kinds of different reasons. A person might not believe in hunting to be an ethical sport. They might have people back there, or there might be other people hunting it that have permission. So it's against the law. Like, there's fines, you're gonna lose your hunting license, and possibly guns, depending on how many times you do it. Just, you gotta be careful of like whose land you're on and know where your property lines are. Sighting your gun is probably the most important thing you can do while hunting, outside of being in the field and making a decision on how to hunt. When it comes down to that moment, you have that trophy you're aiming at and trying to kill. You can either, if your gun's not sighted in, you'll either miss or you'll wound the animal, and then it's just gonna make a bad situation all around. So patterning your shotgun, really you're just trying to look for if the shot's going in any other specific direction for a certain shell, and then if you're changing your choke tubes and stuff, seeing how tight your choke tube makes a difference on the pattern and how far out you can shoot. So when you're aiming at a turkey, it's 40, 50 yards, you can take a shot. Pre-season preparation for turkey, there's not as much, at least compared to deer. Maybe during the winter, you put out some corn just to get them into a certain area you're wanting to hunt. So the hens get used to roosting in that area, and we'll bring the gobblers over. Then you can set up blinds or tree stands or make natural blinds if you're more of a sit or instead of like a moving a lot. And then like right before season starts, you go out and you scout and try to find out where they're roosting, where they're gobbling at, just so you have a better idea the first day. Approaching a spot to go sit for the start of a hunt, you want to be as precautious as possible. Preferably, if it's at the beginning of your hunt, it's in pitch black darkness, well before shooting light, which is normally 30 minutes before sunrise. So nothing can see you. A lot of the animals are nocturnal, but turkeys, they normally don't wake up until right about shooting light. And then they still can't see in the dark. They're not nocturnal. And you're walking out, you want to slow movements, and you want to try to see what you're stepping on, even though it is dark. If you're loud going into where you're sitting, you're telling every animal around that where you're at, so they're probably not going to come within shooting range. My preferred location when hunting turkeys is you want to get up against a tree where there's a lot of brush in front of, and then you have a solid background behind you, so they aren't seeing you move across the horizon in the sky. You want enough brush to cover yourself, but you want to still be able to aim through the brush to shoot a turkey or move your barrel through. You don't want to be bumping up against trees and everything, which it could be kind of difficult to find that if you're looking in the middle of the night and stuff, but that's what you generally look for. First off, this is a crow call. For turkey hunting, you would call this a locator call. It's basically a way to hear where the birds are, try to get them to gobble without sounding like a female turkey, to get them to your area so you don't spook them. You normally do this in the morning right before you decide where to sit, because it may help you decide where to sit. And then if you haven't heard a gobble in a while and you don't want them to think it's a female turkey. More famously is the mouth call, where you just put this in your mouth and then you blow air through it, and then it vibrates a reed and it sounds like a female turkey. It takes a lot of practice to make the different kind of calls and sounds with one of these. There's a more amateur basic box call. You just slide this handle and it'll make yelps and different clucks and stuff to also sound like a female turkey, to try to pull in the toms up to you. And then here's a gobbler call, which recreates a male call where the turkey's gobbling, and You would generally use this if the turkey's not coming in. You might have some hens, try to get him agitated and want to come fight. So that's when you use this. We use these decoys a lot during turkey season because when you're calling a lot, the gobblers are going to see these decoys and actually think that there's real turkeys in the area, so it calms them down, makes them understand where the calling's coming from, and then they'll come in and maybe sometimes they try to mate with the female decoys. And then we also have a male decoy. This is kind of what a male turkey looks like, and when you put these out, it's kind of again to agitate the gobbler when he sees the male because he's going to want to fight it. So maybe he's more likely to come in to shooting range. During turkey season, it's normally pretty wet and raining, so I have some waterproof rubber boots. If it's chilly, I also have chilly and dry. I also have some heavier hunting boots, more insulated. And then most importantly probably is the backpack. You're going to carry all your gear in here. You're not going to have enough pockets to carry everything. And then your hat, you keep the shade out. Some people don't wear hats. And then just a normal coat. This is light because it's normally warmer during turkey season. And then there's different pockets on this. You have your face mask to cover your face because the turkeys will see your skin complexion outside of the rest of the forest. And then same idea with your gloves, and then it could also be cold. These are pretty lightweight gloves because again during turkey season it's fairly warm. And then I just have basically jeans, but they're camouflage. They just feel just like jeans. This upcoming season, hoping to hear a lot of gobbles. It's been pretty warm spring and late winter, so the birds are most likely going to be doing their thing already. And once we start getting out there, they might be with hens. But we're hoping we can find them when they're off a hen, pull them off a hen, maybe with some gobbles or those male decoys. We got 4 weeks, so hopefully we can get it done.